Well, hey, and welcome to another episode of Beatle Dustino, coming at you again yet today with another video, or yet this week, I should say, as we've been doing a video a day on my Beatles US albums, 1964 albums in mono. I never get that right. I don't know what the true meaning is there, or the phrasing. I get it all out of order. But anyways, you get the point. Anyways, so we're on to today. It's Wednesday, so we're on to A Hard Day's Night, the third one in the set. So let's see the new one after the intro. So yes, A Hard Day's Night is up next, and I've been laughing at this with these hype stickers that they tried to place them somewhere where it didn't quite interrupt the artwork. Well, this one they had a little harder time. At least they didn't cover up their eyes, but it's over Paul's head there, covering up his hair. But there is the hype sticker on that one. Like I said, they're all pretty much the same. The only different one was the blue vinyl version that got released exclusively to certain retailers. That had a blue background instead of the white background. That's about the only difference. Otherwise, they're all worded the same. I feel like they're different numbers on the UPC label there, but anyways, enough on that hype sticker. And let's get looking at this. I've always really liked this United Artists Hard Day's Night. And yes, this isn't Capitol, this is United Artists on this one. And there is the Made in France sticker. I get such a kick out of that. Celebrating the US albums, but they print them in France. But then again, there isn't a US pressing to use. So if you're going to use a Canadian one, I think there is a Canadian one. I think that would have been, these were pressed in Canada too, a lot of these, so through Capitol Canada. So once the US kind of got theirs going, Capitol Canada started getting them too. Capitol Canada did 2 albums kind of on their own, and then they kind of adopted the United States one. So anyways, as we're getting into a lot there, we're going to take a look at the new one here. So let's get it open. Each of these have got 4 things on the inside, so we're going to take a look at each of these individually. Of course, A Hard Day's Night, I forgot to say originally in the US here, the US version originally released on June 26th of 1964. This version came out on November 22nd of 2024. And so here is the tape notes in that for the mastering notes for A Hard Day's Night. There's the tape box. It still does say Capitol Archives, but yeah, United Artists on there. So I suppose, yeah, they probably, over the years, Capitol did archive this into their thing, and they do have that on there for knowing that. But yeah, there's the front, the back. See, they got mono circled there. There is the notes here of the new notes. And there we go, the other side there, the back. I think I showed you that already. Then of course we do get next up the reproduction of the inner sleeve, and of course this being United Artists, we got quite a different inner sleeve. Instead of showing all the different other albums available, we now just got a plain kind of white United Artists one with the United Artists logo there, and the proudest name in entertainment proudly displayed there in bright red. And there's the back of that there. Got some, yeah, decent information there. And of course, this is named the same as the UK one, but it is different, and we do got a different label, as you can see. Third item, we got the plain white inner sleeve that is poly-lined. And yeah, it is named the same as the UK album, but it is different in the track listing, in the fact that we don't have the just additional tracks that were added that weren't in the film. Side 1 of the UK one had the film songs, side 2 had just new songs. This has got interspersed in with the film songs. It's also got the score from the film. So if you're outside of the States, that's probably something rare that you've been looking for. And this is George Martin that did orchestrate and conduct and whatnot on that. So, and it is Beatles songs that are redone. Where in Help, I think it was, some were Beatles songs and some were not. So, but anyways, there is the United Artists label. As I'm getting a little deeper there, I'm just trying to show these and not get into too much of a history, but just showing what's new. And we are going to get some history here, but really good looking record here. This is really nice looking, nice and clean, as it should be. And as I've been telling the story on each of these, if you've been watching day to day, you're hearing the story again, but I started out collecting in the CD era, so I was introduced with the UK stuff. I only started collecting vinyl recently And I was like, well, how do I get collecting Beatles stuff? Because it's hard to find the UK stuff. Well, I can find the US albums pretty easy, and that would be a good way for me to explore the US albums, as I kind of skipped those and went straight to the UK stuff, just kind of given when I started collecting Beatles stuff. So it's been kind of fun collecting these, and I told myself I'm going to collect both a mono and a stereo. So this one here is an original mono, and this one is I believe it's an original pressing. I'm not going to show much more than the cover on these, and we'll take a look at the disc itself. And this one is, wow, this one is nice and clean. This almost looks as good as the brand new one I just got. But yeah, there's side 1 and side 2. I do see a little bit of a scratch on side 2 here. I know this one plays really good. I've really enjoyed listening to this one since I've got it. But yeah, the United Artists label on this one. Eventually, as reissues of these did come out, Capitol did got rights to it and started to print the Hard Day's Night one too. So you will eventually see Capitol labels. I believe there's even Apple labels on this out there. I'm kind of showing, if I got the mono and the stereo, I'm showing both. And this one I do got a stereo copy of too. This is a little later pressing. It's still United Artists, as you can see there with everything, but a little different label on it. I think this is more 70s era with that kind of brownish label. Really plain. I mean, the original one's plain, but it's got enough kind of interesting stuff going on that even though it is just basically a black label, there's still a lot of other little colors that pop, where this one's just very plain. Plain and brown. But there we go. And funny enough, I've got both this stereo one and the mono one at the exact same time from the exact same record shop. And the guy working at the counter goes, you know, you're buying the same album. And I'm like, yeah, I'm buying the same album, but one's a mono and one's a stereo. And he kind of like scratched his head. So I don't know if he just doesn't get Beatles collectors with the stereo and mono stuff or what. But anyways, there is a Hard Day's Night, the United Artist version of it. And we'll be moving on next tomorrow to something new. So back to Capitol Records on that. But anyways, before I get rambling too much and so forth and so on here, I do want to get signing out fully and thank all my subscribers before I do. And thanks to any new subscribers. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. And do hit the notification bell so you know when I got new videos coming out. I was getting ready to do the thumbs up here. And then also please give the video a like. It really does help out the channel. And like I always say, if you've stuck around to this point, you must like it. So please give it a like and do leave a comment. I love having a discussion with everybody. Let me know your thought on these new releases. Did you pick them up? Did you get the box? Did you get the individuals? Did you get the blue Meet the Beatles? Just let me know your thoughts on it. Anyways, I'm going to get fully signing out. I am Beatle Dustino, signing out.